Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in support of House Bill 1279. As many of you know, I'm a father to three small children, and on Friday morning, I was dropping off my 8-year-old to school. And she's in this phase where she's extremely honest, and the filter is gone. And she told me, "Dad, you haven't been around enough." The night before, we had a committee for 14 hours. And then Friday, obviously, we all know how long we were here, into Saturday afternoon. And I came home on Saturday, having slept, stayed up the entire time here. And again, my daughter comes up to me and asks me, "Why are you gone so much, Dad? Where have you been?" And I explained to her. I was forced to explain to her what her dad was doing down here, what he was fighting for. And you saw this look on my daughter's face, and there was a level of innocence that left. And the first question out of her mouth was, "But Dad, why aren't they telling boys what they have to do with their bodies?" It's from an 8-year-old. An 8-year-old recognizes that. And I've sat here for 14 hours in committee, sat here for over 24 hours on the floor debating this bill. And I listened intently, and I listened to both sides, and tried to understand. But what kept coming in my mind was that when I'm sitting in committee and I hear testimony brought here by the opposition, testimony brought here by members in this chamber, calling for the execution of a woman for having an abortion, calling for the fact that a woman should be forced to carry a baby, even in the case of rape and incest, and I bring that up on the floor. I bring that up on the floor on seconds. And in 24 hours of debate, no one condemned that. I want to be clear. The people of Colorado are listening. Our mothers are listening. Our daughters are listening. Our grandmothers are listening. The women in this room, our colleagues, are listening. And we hear that. They hear that rhetoric. They see the rhetoric not only here, but in other states where laws are being ran to try to tell a woman that she can't have an abortion even when her life's on the line. Having a bill ran saying that she should be executed if she has an abortion. That's what the women of Colorado are seeing. That's what the women of Colorado are hearing. And so I want to be clear up here, and I want to say on the record, and I want the women of Colorado to hear this loud and clear, that is disgusting, it's wrong, and that's why we fight so hard, to make sure that never happens in our state. That's why we fight so hard, because their lives are on the line. And that's what we're doing with House Bill 1279, is to make sure those rights aren't infringed upon. And that's why I get up here in such strong support. I want to thank the sponsors for the work that you have done to make sure that we are enshrining these rights in our state, so that the women of Colorado, so that my daughter doesn't ever have to worry about that. I ask for a yes vote, members.